Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we have the highly anticipated Jango Fett Starship, or Jango Fett Slave 1, and the Jango Fett helmet. Today I'm joined by my wife. I'm going to start out on the helmet, and she's going to start out on the Slave 1, and hopefully I can get this done before she does. She's really good at puzzles.
I don't think he can.
And then I'll join in and help her on the Slave 1. I was always hoping LEGO would remake the Jango Fett Slave 1. I never expected them to make a helmet from the Star Wars helmet line. Yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Let's go.
Talk about money, that's end of discussion. I'm sipping and lean, I ain't sipping no sus, and I'm popping in 30s.
It's fun.
It is fun. I'm worried that I'll be hooked on LEGO.
Just counted it down to the next part.
What are you barking at? Out.
Coupe and I take out the roof and I drive like a jet ski.
Looks like a fish.
Yeah. I had to take the dog out, no fair.
Two strips, look counting that money stand tall like that.
Why so colorful on side?
I don't know. Maybe it's easier with the instructions to know like what piece is what.
I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett. Yeah, Jango Fett.
Helmet down, yeah.
I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett. Fake him out now, he don't know what's next. I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett. Jango Fett. Jango Fett. I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett. Fake him out now, he don't know what's next. I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett.
In a couple of days, all right?
What's up?
Wait, I'm also got some.
It's a little hat. What are close to door?
Okay.
In here?
Because of you.
Super
Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Why'd you close the door? Don't even need to say why.
Yeah.
Taylor. Jane, welcome. Was your trip productive?
Get her mango wet. Got the battery pack on the back of me. I'm Jango Fett. Jet pack up the patio.
There's a lightsaber.
No.
Pick up a couple
No,
of
look so.
Yeah, I'm the best actually. You asking me?
Hey guys, that ends the build portion of the video. It took us 2 days,
Yeah.
2 evenings, and yeah, it was a ton of fun. I've never built a set that's as complex as this, and it was a lot of fun.
It was really fun. I really like it.
Cool, so go ahead and stick around for the review for the next part. Alright, and first things first here, I want to start out with the box. I think it looks great. I love the black. I know some people were like, the UCS Boba Fett Slave 1 box is cooler because it has like art. No, I love the black. You guys know me, I use black backdrop for everything. I just think it's what looks nice. And a lot of like high-end adult collectibles, this is just how all the boxes are. They're just black with the product. And I love the kind of blue outline on this one as well. Very attractive box, I think. The buying experience was like probably half the fun of getting this ship. Kind of wish I could have enjoyed the buying experience a little bit more. It was kind of stressful. I went to buy it at the LEGO shop, but they had sold out on the first day, and I don't live near a LEGO store, so I had to kind of travel to go there. And then the second day I went there, it was like 30 minutes after opening, and they still had some left, but I saw some other guys walking around the store with one already in hand. They're already holding the box, and so I didn't get to really like drink in like how it looked on the shelf. I just kind of quickly grabbed one and ran to the corner before they sold out again. So I wish I could have kind of just simmered in that moment and really reveled more in the buying experience. But I imagine, yeah, this box would look great on the shelves next to everything. Let's take a look at some of the other panels here. The front has Jango Fett Starship, or I guess this is the top technically, in a different language. And when I got it, I thought, oh no, did I buy the wrong one? I hope the instructions are in English, you know? I quickly calmed down and was like, I bet they're all like that. with multiple languages on them. And the manuals are like that too. And then here's the side. Sorry, this box is huge, it's kind of hard to maneuver. A little picture of the ship there. And here is the back. You get a picture of the whole thing, some specs, a little picture of Slave One from the movie, the seismic charge down there in the corner. This is definitely the most epic, like grand looking photo. This is how you want it to look in your display. And yeah, you really got to turn it to an angle when you display it, because straight on like that doesn't look as nice. Looks like an almond with ears or something. But yeah, turn to the side like that when you display it is the way to go for sure. Other side, we just have Jango Fett Starship in a different language. And the bottom doesn't really have anything of note or of importance. So yeah, that's the box. Box looks great. I have been displaying the box already for a few days and probably will keep displaying it. All right, and here we have it in its full glory. The Lego Star Wars Jango Fett UCS Starship, otherwise known as Jango Fett's Slave One. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a closer look at this thing and its minifigures. Just for historical reference, I guess, this did come out in 2025 and it retailed for about $300. Who knows how this thing will appreciate in value over time. The original one has definitely appreciated in value. There's lots of reviews for this set online already. I'll do a little bit of comparison to the original Jango Fett Slave One. Also just give my opinions. Sometimes in these Lego videos I tend to attract a new audience of Lego fans. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I just do Jango Fett videos here, so if you love Jango Fett, then stick around and check out some of my other videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this thing. All right, let's take a look at the cockpit. You can pull off the windscreen. It's attached with just two little studs down here. I like to pull it from the top myself. Kind of just pops off like that. And it's attached with those little studs right there. This cockpit area just slides in and out, nice and easy, piece of cake. And then you can just put the figures in easier that way. And then just slide it right back in. The cockpit piece is really nice. I really like the stickers that came on it. This is kind of like some kind of radar sonar system or something. I have another sticker right there, and then a picture of kind of Slave One and its schematics right there. And then there's a sticker right here that says Uvo 4 in Orbesh, which is reference to where Jango Fett got his Slave One from. To me, it reminds me of Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and as many references as we can get to Star Wars Bounty Hunter outside of the video game itself, I'm all for it, because that's a great game. It just takes me back to a better time of Star Wars as well. And speaking of which, there's another little hidden compartment back here. And from what I've heard, this is supposed to be a Bacta tank, which could also be a reference from Star Wars Bounty Hunter, because this is what Jango Fett uses to collect health in the game. And then this can also be used, if we take apart Jango here, you just put his jetpack right here. You put his blasters in right here, and then yeah, it even fits in this way, so then you can kind of store his jetpack and blasters in there while you have him piloting the Slave One here. I can put Jango in there and Boba Fett. Jango Fett piloting Slave One. That looks really, really good actually. And the ship, from what I've heard, almost to scale, like minifigure scale. There are 2 additional kind of seats where other minifigures could sit or stand. It would be really cool if you had like a Zam Lego figure, or maybe just some generic grunts that Jango Fett could hunt. It'd be cool if you found some of those minifigures from the game Star Wars Bounty Hunter, those like kind of generic aliens that Jango Fett fights, and put those down here. Then that would be like a even stronger reference to Star Wars Bounty Hunter. And that is about it for the cockpit area. Let's go ahead and check out some other cool aspects to the ship. So the wings do move. This is the landing position, and this is the flight position. They do move together. They are connected with one long piece or one rod in there. The cockpit does not move with the wings. That was a common like plate feature in a lot of Slave One toys. I think this is more accurate though, because when you see Boba Fett crawl into the Slave One when Jango Fett's fighting Obi-Wan, Boba Fett sits in the chair. He seems to kind of lay back to me, and at one point he kind of has to like crawl up and look over the windshield to see if he even hit Obi-Wan, or to kind of monitor the fight of Jango Fett and Obi-Wan. Yeah, while that is like a cool play function on other Slave One toys, I think it's more accurate that the cockpit does not move at all. I think it's completely stationary. The front is just kind of all detailed. There's no play features, nothing opens up. The guns move with each other, very smooth, and they do kind of get, they kind of click into place up here, and then also if you flip it, kind of starts getting a little bit clicky. Yeah, it doesn't have full like 360 rotation, but you don't really need that anyway. You just need most of it. And then on the side here, it's a little sticker. I guess that's supposed to say no step in Arabesh. And then we have the blaster cannons here. Oh, that's cool. These rotate all the way around, which I pointed out in another video. This kind of seemed like a mistake to me because these rotating cannons and these ones appear to do the same thing in the movie to me. I think that's it for all the front details. Let's take a look at the back really quick. All right, and some of the details here kind of looks like C-3PO's face to me a little bit with those eyes and that kind of red mouthpiece. Super detailed back. Really cool, really impressive. And we even have the little seismic charge right here. It doesn't have any kind of like shooting or play function. You just have to kind of pull it out. And that's it right here. Just kind of got a whole bunch of stickers on it. And then you just kind of have to place it carefully back in. You can cover up this section with the seismic charge, but you just have to move these doors. Like physically, I wish there was like some kind of a sliding function. So you didn't have to open and, you know, pop off the piece and pop it back on again. And then yeah, it just closes like that. And then this piece right here in the back comes down. And apparently the designer said this was put in simply just for ease of access in case you needed to adjust something with the internals of the ship. This reminds me from the old Slave One, they had this little magnetic compartment in about the same area of the ship, which I always thought was just some kind of prisoner containment area. And so I thought it was reminiscent to that, to the original Slave One design. There's like this prisoner containment area. So that's what it is in my mind. Because I think that's cool. That would be, if that was some sort of reference to the original. And it is kind of cool. You can kind of see how deep that ship goes. So yeah, I kind of like that little flap, oddly enough. So it just unhooks from the stand like that, and it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty solid. You don't have to worry about it falling apart, picking it up anywhere. And there's nothing else that moves, or no other details. That's about everything with the back. Just the doors for the seismic charge and a little flap that falls down. And then the last like function or play feature, certainly not the least, this is probably the coolest one incorporated in here, but if you push down on this ramp, just a little bit of pressure, it kind of opens up a little door, which is so sweet. And then you just push back down on the door and the ramp pulls up. So that's super sweet. And it seems like they even you got some studs here, so you can put a figure here and both of them will fit. This is when he's like, "Dad, look." Then I'll put Jango in there too, so you can kind of see the size reference for him in there as well. And you can leave his rangefinder up, just like that. And yeah, just push the door down. That's when Jango Fett hits his head, like in the movie. And then he's just kind of standing there on the platform, kind of at an angle. Boba would probably fit in there a little better. But yeah, that's definitely the most like fun and satisfying function to interact with on this thing. It's so smooth. Look at that. Cool, and that's about everything I can think of with the ship. And I just want to take a quick look at this plaque they put right here. Lots of details about the Slave One I did not even know. And I saw in someone else's video, they pointed out this little dimple on the mold of this. This is not a sticker, that's a print, which is really cool. But yeah, I don't like that dimple. I wish it was on like, I don't know, anywhere else except like the dead center of this thing. Somewhere not even on the front would be ideal. So you if it's possible to put those little mold marks on the back. All right, the next thing I wanted to show are the manuals. There are 2 of these monstrosities. This is the first one. I haven't built a ton of Lego sets in my life, but these things are like books. I think I mentioned earlier in the video, but it took me and my wife 2 sessions, like 2 whole evenings, and one we worked like late into the night to get this whole thing built. Took a long time, ton of fun though. We both enjoyed the building experience. You can actually see both of these manuals online for free. My wife liked it more. She pulled out a tablet and started using the manual there, and it was like the image was brighter, really high quality images, I guess. And yeah, my manuals are a bit worn and used now because of that. So yeah, I'd recommend just going on the Lego website. If you have another device you can use while building, yeah, use that. There might be a way to save your place as well. I don't know, we didn't use it that much. We mostly used the books themselves. But they have a bunch of cool stuff in the beginning of the first manual for collectors. Some ads. And then yeah, they've got these cool pages, you know, built to hunt. I love that. Really high quality image of the Slave One too. You can actually like see its colors and stuff. And it's in like 3 different languages. It has English, and then, oh man, I'm gonna say French and Portuguese, man. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong there. And the similar to the box, it has all 3 languages on there. So yeah, really, really cool. I love this. This is such a treat for a collector like me. I just wanted to give you guys a little look at this. And I assume the text in the other languages, you know, it all says the same stuff, just translated into different languages, right? This is cool. I guess and this is kind of some details. The stuff before is kind of details on the character and the ship. This is some details on the Lego set itself, I think, with quotes from Jango, Fett, and everything. I guess other UCS builds probably do this, like have a cool manual as well. I don't know, this is my first like Lego UCS set. So yeah, really taking time to look at this because I just think this is awesome. I dig it. I could dig it a lot. And then here's where we get to the beginning of the build process. And the first thing you do is build Jango, build the man himself. And then the second manual has has a picture of the ship at a slightly different angle. Number 2 here, so you know, nothing cool in the beginning of this one, just continues the build right off where you were. I don't think there's anything in the back. Yeah, just like a piece count. When building the ship, we actually had a piece that was missing in mine, and I went to Lego's website and they actually have they have like a piece replacement request aspect to their page, which was nice. Me and my wife were able to finagle something with like the remaining pieces. Every Lego set gives you some extras of like small pieces that are easy to lose. And we were able to finagle it together and make it work so that we could build it. Because without that piece, we wouldn't have been able to complete the build. And so some parts of my ship aren't built 100% accurately, but nothing on the outside was inaccurate. Everything we did, every like kind of alternate thing we did was kind of covered up eventually, so it wasn't really a big deal to me. All right, next up, let's take a look at the minifigures themselves. I think a lot of people will agree with me. Like, one of the coolest things about Lego is the minifigures. They're, I don't know, just something about them. They're cute, they're cool, they're fun. Something about that design is just timeless. These minifigures are gonna go on forever and ever. It seems to be endless creativity, and within a certain limitation as well. They have certain boundaries that they stick by, but they're always pushing those boundaries as well. So let's start with Jango here. So if you've watched any other videos about this set or this figure before me, you probably know a lot, but this rangefinder piece is new for Lego. I actually didn't mind the old one. I know people really like this new one. The old one had like a darker color, which I think I liked a little bit more than this. Here they are kind of side by side, so you can see this rangefinder is a bit longer. This one is more detailed. I don't know, I guess I just like the color. I feel like the color of this darker one matches the armor color, and this one, I don't know, kind of looks like you know, the door of your car got hit and you had to get it replaced with another door that doesn't match the color of the rest of the car. It kind of like pops out in a not the most appealing way. And yeah, even if we swap this, let's see how this old one looks on him. So yeah, I don't think that looks that bad, but I know a lot of people really appreciate the new one and the updated piece. I know some people might be using it for other sets, you know, not me. And then yeah, they went for a darker jetpack color on the new one. I like the lighter color jetpack, actually. I feel like it just matches the color of the armor with the helmet more, and I think that's just a better look. In the movie, in the arena, I think this is kind of based off of Jango Fett's appearance in the Geonosis arena, and the shots and the lighting or something, that the jetpack does look dark in those scenes. If that's the argument to be made, then yeah, that would be the more accurate color. I just like the uniformity of color from the old one. The rangefinder helmet jetpack seems to all match, but this one seems to be like a whole bunch, like, you know, we have like these 3 different colors of gray. You know, we got the 50 Shades of Grey Jango here. There is a difference in the face sculpts. I like the new one a lot. Matches the flesh tone a lot better. And he has an angry face on the back, and the other Jango Fett minifigure has an angry face, but this one doesn't have a swappable head. This one just has like the stubble and the smirk. I don't really like the angry face. Jango never really looks angry in Attack of the Clones or in any appearance of him. He always just kind of has that calm, stoic demeanor. So I definitely like this face more. I don't really like the white scarring on here. I wish it was just red. This one has red scar marks, which I think looks a lot better than like the white. I know it's a scar, and so that's probably more accurate to what an actual scar color would look like, but I don't know. It looks a little weird to me. I prefer the red. And then, yeah, something that a lot of Star Wars fans are excited about is the arm printing, which looks really, really good. And then he has some leg and feet printing. The old one has leg printing, but no feet printing on there. He does have a hairpiece, which I think looks a little bit too like a black guy's hairstyle. I don't know, just my opinion. Not a huge fan of the hairpiece. I wish it was more almost like a crew cut look, like not so much rounded like that. I wish it was more kind of just straight. I feel like that would look better. I don't know if this Lego hairpiece is used on any other figure. Looks like they really cover the back there so you don't see his second face. This is the first time I've ever seen this hairpiece on this Jango figure here. His blasters look to be about the same to me. Same color, same kind of grips. And I really don't like these blasters. They look like a squirt gun or something to me. So yeah, not a fan. I wish they would redesign Jango Fett's blasters here. He has black hands. Compared to the old one, has kind of a dark blue hands, and I think the black is technically more accurate. And I like the look of the black. I think it looks good. And they kept with kind of this sand blue color for the legs and arms as well. I would love to see like a purple version of this, especially if they're kind of going for that Geonosis arena look. That'd be really cool to see like a purple rendition of the Jango Fett Lego figure. I almost forgot to show you, but here's the back printing for the new Jango Fett, which you don't see very often because he's wearing his jetpack. And we'll compare it to the old one there. So you can kind of see the differences there. But I think that's all I have to say about this one. Let's go ahead and check out Boba Fett. So I know a lot of the Lego fans aren't too thrilled about this figure. I've heard people mention they wish he had some printing on his feet or legs to resemble his boots, and that maybe the coloring of like his arms isn't super accurate. Like it's a really light, almost kind of grayish color. The worst part is the hairpiece. People call this emo Boba when he was in his My Chemical Romance phase, I guess. And I agree. I don't think this is the best looking minifigure. I like the skin tone, but yeah, the hairpiece, I wish it was just parted down the center. I've heard some people say like maybe this is more reminiscent for what Boba Fett's hair looked like in the rain when he was in Kamino, which yeah, if you think about it that way, that would be nice. But then maybe having like a little poncho piece would sell that a little bit more. And he also has kind of like a mischievous smirk look, which I also prefer the kind of more somber look, because that's how he looks like for the most part for me in the film. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. Love the cute little legs and the back printing. Oh yeah, and last thing, I almost forgot to mention, because I bought this the week of May 4th, Lego is doing a certain promo for Lego Insiders, and signing up for Lego Insiders is really easy. You just go to their website and put in your email. They gave me this Jango Fett Slave 1 keychain. I think this is a stand for the keychain. There it is. Really cool, like chrome black. It just pops out of there. And yeah, there's the back, there's the front. It spins like 90 degrees. So really cool. I'll have to figure out that stand somehow to display that. Pretty heavy, pretty substantial little piece. I figured it out. There was instructions on the back of the box. That little flap I showed before, it just holds up the little back of the case here, and then it kind of just leans, props up like that. So pretty cool. The box is its own display stand. I love that. They got collectors in mind. For Lego Insider, you get Lego Insider points, and with those points you can buy special stuff or just put it toward getting a discount on like another Lego set. But I got this Flying with the Fets like VHS poster. They had this funny ad for the Jango Fett Slave 1 with this jingle like flying with the Fets. So I spent pretty much all my Lego Insider points to get this poster. Lego definitely did a great job of persuading me to buy it directly from them at Lego and not like on the secondary market, because then you get this cool stuff. You get the keychain and the poster, and you know, they kind of tricked me into buying more stuff because you can only get this poster with a second purchase. So I just got something else cheap on the Lego website, and then I got this free, you know, with my purchase, but they kind of forced me to make another purchase. I'm sure it's great. That's a great program if you are a Lego collector. Then that's kind of Lego's way of persuading you to buy directly from them and not on the secondary market or other Lego distributors. Props to them for giving people motivation to purchase from them, giving cool stuff that they might be interested in. And yeah, as a exclusive Jango Fett fan, I am interested in stuff like this. And there's also a coin which you can buy with Lego Insider points. I didn't have that many. I got enough points from buying the Slave 1 to get the poster. But yeah, I just got the coin on eBay, and I'll show that to you as well. Alright, and here's the Jango Fett coin that I mentioned. Don't really know why it's called a coin. It doesn't really reflect or resemble a coin to me, just because of this kind of stand that's built into it. It has a lenticular image. I actually learned that word just now for filming this. When you look at it at different angles, it creates the explosion moving. You know, everybody's seen these before. I just didn't know that word. But yeah, it's an image of the seismic charge exploding. I don't know if I actually see the seismic charge itself in there. It just kind of looks like a red asteroid. And then it blows up into this big blue explosion. So really cool. The image from here looks like the exact same image from the keychain. And then the back, yeah, just a little stand here so you can prop it up nice and easy. Pretty cool. Not much else to say about it, but I like it. I think it's cool. All right, and the other thing we have here is the Camino postcard. It says greetings from Camino. That's what the order says, greetings from. I really love the gold trim on the edges of this. Looks really, really cool. And then on the back, just has regular like postcard stuff on here. Kind of cool, really good looking postcard. I guess to get one of these, you just kind of had to be lucky. I was trying to do research because I didn't get one. I had to order this secondhand on eBay. So I was trying to do research on how somebody even gets one. And I guess just select Lego stores, if they opted in for it, they got it. And you would just get one with a purchase. I don't know if it had to be with the Jango Fett Slave 1. That would make sense. It only went on during the May 4th kind of promo Lego was doing. It wasn't a part of the official promo with the keychain and the Camino training set. So yeah, I wish I could have just gotten one. But nope, I shelled in the money later on eBay to get myself one so I could add it to my collection. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video and coming and checking it out. This has been a really highly anticipated piece for me. It's been rumored for over a year, and then it was finally announced, and I was stoked. I was hoping for a long time that they would do a remake of the Jango Fett Slave 1, because we've had so many redos of the Boba Fett Slave 1. I thought, man, when are we going to get a redo of the Jango? This one kind of just came out of the blue. I'm not complaining. There's rumors there might even be another like smaller Jango Fett Slave one coming out in a few months, and I hope that comes out as well. Just more Jango the better, you know me. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you came here looking as a LEGO fan, I invite you to check out the rest of my channel. If you love Jango Fett, my favorite character, lots of lore and review videos on my channel. So yeah, if that's what you're about, go ahead and stick around. But until then, see you guys until next time.
Crazy. Sound go crazy. I made him mad, now he upset. If he acting up, come for his neck. Fake him out, now he don't know his neck. I'ma hunt him down like Jango Fett.